the hurricane is over. Before you know it, while you're shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. That's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we get set for our third race of the season of the second season of the NNSCRA TaxSlayer Truck Series. Getting ready to go racing here tonight at Bristol Dirt for 2 heat races. That's right. During the course of this week, for all 3 series, you will have 2 different race winners in the same series. We have the field split up into 21 truck fields here for tonight's event, in which we will see 1 driver go to victory lane in Heat 1, 1 driver go to victory lane in Heat 2, and both wins will count towards an official win, and of course these drivers' goal of hoping that that said win gets them into this season's TaxSlayer Truck Series chase for the championship. Starting on the pole for our first heat is going to be Isaac Nicholls in the 29. Of course, Isaac Nicholls moving over to the 29 after being in the 19 for Brad Keselowski Racing last season. Looking for his first win of this season, a former winner last year. Alongside of him is going to be Patrick Curtis, the rookie in the 0. Keep in mind that 1 year ago, that 0 went to victory lane at this very track. I think it was actually, though, in the second heat race with Alex Gray behind the wheel. So can lightning strike twice for the 0 team. Then you got PJ Williams lining up in the 3rd position, and alongside of him is going to be the 23 of Andrew Miller. And as a matter of fact, if you look back in the 6th position, you will see Paul Minnick in the 21. Well, Paul Minnick actually is a former winner at this racetrack as well. If I recall correctly, he went to victory lane here it was in the first heat race last season. At the time was driving the number 54. For Kyle Busch Motorsports, now in the number 21 for Srigley Motorsports. So the former winner and the former ride of our last 2 heat races last season are in this field. Let's go down trackside and get the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
So as the command is given, we're going to give you your top 10 in the point standings now, and you'll just have to remember it for the second heat. So your top 10 in points coming into this race. Ace Garcia is the points leader. Nicholas Raill is now up to 2nd. 3rd place, Wyatt Walker. Jake Smith currently is 4th. And Angel Olvera completes top 5. Isaac Nicholls, the pole sitter for this one, is 6th in the points with Easton Barber 7th. 8th is Paul Minnick. We mentioned him already. Melody Baker is 9th and completing the top 10. Last week's winner from Las Vegas, Marty Czekala, who I believe is also in this field here in this heat race. So here we go. Heat number 1, 30 laps of racing. Who's going to win it? Green flags in the air. Let's roll. Nicholls with the early advantage, and visibility is going to be an issue for commentators and fans alike, as well as probably drivers. They're down there in all that dust bowl. 3 wide back there for 3rd place. Jake Moss to the inside. Alex Hawkins in the middle. Way up top side is the Patrick Curtis machine. And Curtis going to get the wall there off of turn 2 as PJ Williams to the inside for the top position. He will take the spot from Isaac Nicholls as Alexander Rowe battles for 3rd with Jake Moss. Now here comes Paul Minnick, 3 wide with his teammate. And here comes Marty Czekala right there, the 18, last week's winner. He's already got a win this season, would love a 2nd trip to victory lane. As Jake Moss way up top side there, crossover. Nicholls back to the inside, and I think that was Moss that just got the wall off turn 2. Nicholls will take the spot back. And I gotta look back at my notes and find out, but I'm pretty certain that Isaac Nicholls' his win last season. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay. I was going to say I thought Nicholls won the race at Riverside Rally, Riverside Dirt, and so he would be very familiar with dirt track racing, but actually, the actuality of that fact was the winner that took that race was actually the car who's driving the 29, then driven by Carter Friesen. So I did get the two BK Racing cars confused from last year. Minnick was second. Now Marty Czekala to the inside. He will take that spot away. And now looks maybe to try and get to the inside of Nicholls for the lead, but PJ Williams going to make it 3 wide. See the Zaxby Chevrolet right there. Patrick Smith in this group. 4 wide for a brief moment there out of turn 2. Close quarter racing. Somehow we're going to complete our 8th lap and we are still green flag racing. But they are racing like a dogfight up here at the front. Williams goes wide. They're out of 2. He'll hang on to the top spot for the moment. The battle is on for second. Patrick Smith to the inside. Outside Paul Minnick. And you're starting to see the Wrigley Motorsports cars really coming up to the front. We've had Minnick up here. We've had Alexander Rowe. And now Harrison Ponder in the 2. Is up inside the top 10. Patrick Smith, nice run out of 4, tried to stay to the left rear quarter panel of PJ Williams, couldn't do it, now gets to the inside through 1 and 2. And he will get alongside through 3 and 4, and I think he's going to clear coming off this corner as Williams had to lift a little to avoid hitting the wall off turn 4. And he clears him. New leader, Patrick Smith in the 0-5. Well, just as you see that, Williams battles back up topside, and here comes Alexander Rowe down on the bottom. Drag race to the line. I think Smith just barely got the 12, and indeed he did. They're 3 wide again off this corner. Patrick Smith way up the racetrack. Hangs on to it, though, as now PJ Williams back to the bottom, looking for the top position once again. Harrison Ponder 3 wide, and Rowe gets the wall. Ponder looking for the top position. Looks like he will take it. I believe if I am absolutely correct in this, I think some of the drivers that we're trying to look for in this heat that come into this race running well in the point standings include Jake Smith in the 19, Wyatt Walker in the 13, Nicholls we've already documented, he's up here in 3rd place right now. Paul Minnick we've also already documented, but also I believe that the 3 of Melanie Baker is in this field, 9th in the points, and then of course also mentioned Marty Czekala, who's trying to go for the lead. Little contact there between himself and Isaac Nicholls as they are 4 wide almost again for the race lead. This. They're using every line available on this racetrack and then some. As Marty Czekala now moves to the top position. We are almost 2/3 of the way through this race. They're 4 wide back there again. Williams, Minnick, Smith, and Nicholls. And now Miller, Andrew Miller in the 23 has fought his way up to now battle for 2nd place. Take the spot as Paul Minnick tries to look at the inside. No dice there, at least for the moment. Now he's going to get to the inside here through 3 and 4 as Miller might have brushed the wall, I'm not certain. They're 3 wide for the 2nd position, almost 4 wide, almost 5 wide. And all this going on behind last week's winner, Marty Czekala. Last year, Czekala had a very struggling season trying to find victory lane in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. He finished out the year 21st in points. This season, 2 races in, he's already been to victory lane. He's looking for a 2nd victory here in only the first 3 races of this season. Ooh, there might have been some contact right there between Williams and Minnick. Minnick got a little squirrely as well, so I think there was a little bit of a shove. Moving the 21 out of the way, and PJ Williams now trying to take the top position back. Williams, a former driver in the Pizza Hut X Series, now in the TaxSlayer Truck Series, and we've already documented this season how last year Flickinger Racing Development got both of their drivers, at the time the eventual champion Nick Johnson, as well as Marcus Saachi, got them into the playoffs and both into the Final Four to compete for the championship, while PJ Williams is one of the drivers this season for Flickinger Racing Development. Trying to find victory lane. Right there, he found the wall. Alexander Rowe has the top spot, but not for long. It's going to be M Czekala taking the top position back once again. And this racing is just so good that you want to watch it and not watch the ticker up at the top of the screen. But bear in mind, when they hit the line, there's only 4 laps to go in this heat, so amp it up even more, the anticipation and the aggressiveness. Harrison Ponder to the inside. Here comes his teammate Paul Minnick, though. He's going to try and go back-to-back in 2 seasons, winning here at Bristol Dirt. Ponder holds the spot for the moment. 3 laps to go here at Bristol. Can Minnick get by his teammate? Or will he try and help his teammate win? Nope, there's your answer. To the inside, Paul Minnick. 2 laps to go, and Minnick's going to take the top spot, but here comes PJ Williams back to the inside. Mountain Dew versus Canada Dry. He'll take this battle down into 3. Williams takes the spot. White flag displayed. Nicholls trying to take second place away from Paul Minnick. Can he get to the inside of PJ Williams when they come down here into 3 to battle for the win? Through 3, they're 4 wide, but it's for second. PJ Williams is going to win the first heat race here tonight at Bristol Dirt. Well, if that race doesn't get you excited for the entire remainder of the weekend, I don't know what's going to. We just ran 30 laps of racing here at Bristol Dirt, caution-free, and it was definitely not want for excitement all the way through the field, including up at the front in the closing stages. That was exciting. That was fun to watch, and I can't wait for the second heat. But PJ Williams takes home the victory here in the first heat, a driver that came into this race. If I can find him here real quickly. PJ Williams came into today's race situated... There he is, 28th in the points. He's going to gain a lot of points as a result of this one, and in only his 3rd Truck Series start, he's going to go to victory lane as a rookie. Our first 2 races this season were won by veterans, Garcia at Daytona and Czekala last week in Las Vegas. Williams becomes the first rookie to go to victory lane here in the TaxSlayer Truck Series in Season 2. Isaac Nicholls, pole sitter, is going to finish the day out in 2nd. Patrick Smith 3rd. Harrison Ponder was 4th. And Paul Minnick finishes in 5th. Czekala going to get 6th with Lagasee, Rowe, Walker, and Jake Moss. That was your top 10. You see the full finish results for this first heat race. It's time now to bring you your second heat race here from Bristol. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So with race 1, or heat 1 I should say, in the books, it's time now for our second heat to see who's going to be the second winner here tonight. Now the drivers that we'll have to watch for in this one that come into this race top 10 in the point standings include the points leader Ace Garcia in the 51. Nicholas Raill, his teammate, second in the points. He's in the 54 rolling off. You can see there from the 8th position. Also going to have to keep an eye on Angel Olvera in the 89. He is 5th in points. Easton Barber in the 33 is 7th in the point standings, and so we'll see how they do in this heat race here coming up. Joseph Romero lines up on the pole position for this one, trying to get Darlington Motorsports their first win of the season. Alongside of him is Hilary Sanchez, and you see rolling off there in 3rd is H Gallant. Those two come into this race 11th and 12th in points. They could really gain some good points positions as well.
Drivers, start your engines!
As there's the command, they could gain some big-time points as well if they are managed to finish really well in this one, maybe go to victory lane. Really, if I look at it, the only drivers that had a lot of success in the first heat race that were running well in the point standings were Paul Minnick, M Czekala, and Isaac Nicholls. So, those may be the drivers we'll look at that might battle the other drivers in this heat as to who's going to leave Bristol Dirt as the points leader heading into the next TaxSlayer Truck Series race, which I believe is going to be in Atlanta. So here we go. Let's wind them up and do it again. Another 30-lap race is green at Bristol. Let's roll. Can they go caution-free in this one is the question. They ran caution-free for 30 laps in the last race. And one thing that I noticed, the tale of two different teams. Flickinger Racing Development's driver PJ Williams took the first heat. Well, Zach Winkle, the second entry out of that team, is starting all the way at the rear of the field. So we'll have to see if he can make his way to the front as he'll try and go for a Flickinger Racing Development sweep here tonight at Bristol. Romero's going to lead the first 2 laps. Will he lead the third, though? H Gallant to the inside for the top position. N Stapleton right there in third place. And not going to be third for long, I don't think. He's got thoughts about taking the lead down here into turn 1. Could potentially see the battle for the points lead take place in this heat alone. I mentioned that the two teammates from Kyle Busch Motorsports, Ace Garcia and Nicholas Raill, are both in this heat. They're first and second in points, separated by 8 points in the standings. Well, Raill is right now scored in the 6th position, and I don't really see Ace Garcia back there at all. There's the defending champion of the series, Nick Johnson. See if he can get up here towards the front as the battle for the lead is on again. Stapleton got the spot. Gallant through the crossover. They're going to take this side-by-side battle into turn 3, and our first caution of the night has come out. Yellow flag is out on lap 6 of heat number 2. Well, it was wishful thinking that we were going to get to go green flag racing the entirety of the night, and I believe one of the cars that got involved, yes indeed, Jonathan Zorlin in the 88, and I think maybe Zach Winkle may have gotten involved. I didn't see him. And the points leader, Ace Garcia, is in it, and you can just barely see that black smoke erupting from the back of his Dollar General Toyota Tundra. His day is over. A couple of Toyotas there, along with the 88 of Zorlin. Tough break for the guy who won at Daytona and came into this race as the points leader. Coming into this race, he had an average finish of 6th place. And it looks like that will not be the case when he leaves Bristol, and Zorlin's already out of the race as well. Let's take a look and see what brought out our first caution of the evening here in heat number 2. Well, I'll tell you, I'm surprised it took us till heat 2 for this to happen. This is a normal occurrence at Bristol. Watch the 90 of Zach Winkle down the bottom of the racetrack. Right there, he drives it in just a little too deep. Truck's going to go around on him, and he just can't hold on to it. Slides up into Preston Plourd, and there's Ace Garcia collected in as well. And then right there comes a shot for Jonathan Zorlin. That must have been a pretty hard lick, though, for Ace Garcia to have that truck erupting in smoke. These walls are pretty unforgiving. That is true. And 1 week after getting involved in a wreck when running up inside the top 10, Preston Plourd is involved in another one here tonight at Bristol. Looks like he's going to be able to continue, though, but I think the day is finished for Ace Garcia and Jonathan Zorlin as they, along with Plourd and Winkle, bring out our first caution of the evening. Lights not yet out atop the pace car. They'll be out momentarily, though. H Gallant out in front will get us ready for our first restart of the evening overall. Jonathan Zorlin has already taken his number 88 behind the wall. Ace Garcia was last I knew sitting on pit road. I don't think they're going to be able to get that truck repaired. I think it's just a matter of time before they eventually will push him behind the wall. So I think we're going to have 2 drivers out of the race due to this first yellow flag. I think the lights will also go out atop the pace car this time. And indeed they do. And now officially Garcia has retired from the race. So Garcia will not be heading into Atlanta as the points leader. That we know for certain now. The question is, who is it going to be? Could very well be the guy running in 4th place right now, Nicholas Raill, who came into this event 2nd in the point standings. We'll have to see. It's H Gallant, the race leader, Nathan Stapleton 2nd, Joseph Romero 3rd, then Nicholas Raill in 4th, Hilary Sanchez 5th, Sky Commons is 6th, Nick Johnson 7th, Brandon Joy 8th, Angel Olvera is 9th, and Henry Williams completes the top 10 as the green flag is back in the air. We're a third of the way through heat race number 2. 3 wide immediately for the lead. Stapleton went low, Romero went even lower, and Romero will emerge with the top position. But for how long? Stapleton gets back to the inside. He'll try and take the top spot, and look at back there. Look who's making his way towards the front. That's the 41 of Nick Johnson. Now, why am I looking at the 41 of Nick Johnson so intently? Well, let's just say Nick Johnson really had a good season last year, winning the championship. He wants to double down, and what better way to do that than get an early victory this season in competition, and this is a great opportunity for him to be able to do just that. Nick, coming into this race, is currently 26th in the point standings. So a win would certainly be a shot in the arm to get him back on track to try and make it back into the playoffs this season and defend his title. H Gallant trying to block. Whoa, there was some contact there for sure between Johnson and Stapleton, and Johnson somehow got back to the throttle and not only passed Stapleton for second, he's now out in front. Nick Johnson no longer with Flickinger Racing Development. He's now over with Thorsport. Thorsport picked up Nick Johnson during the off-season. And he is right now showing them that that decision was not a bad one. Sky Commons going to move into second place in the 99. Saw his teammate Isaac Nicholls get a top 5 in Heat Race 1. Commons right now in second place, battled for third. Hilary Sanchez to the inside of Nathan Stapleton, and now cracking the top 5 is Oreo Pollard in the 39. Top Gun Motorsports already has a win this season with Marty Czekala last week at Las Vegas. Pollard would like to be the second driver from the team to go to victory lane. Ooh, there might have been some contact right there between Sanchez and Stapleton. They keep it together, though, as this battle for third continues, and now Oreo Pollard will join the fray. Meanwhile, up front, Sky Commons sizing up Nick Johnson, takes a look to the inside there through 2, can't quite make the move this time. Gonna try again in 3 and 4, and now is there and is alongside. Johnson will lead the lap, but he won't have the preferred line going into turn 1. Commons trying to clear for the position. Can he do it here through 3 and 4? Yes, he can. New race leader, the 99. And now Oreo Pollard following up that. He tried to get second, but Nick Johnson slams the door, literally. 3 wide for the lead. Pollard, Johnson, Commons. Who's going to lead the lap? It's going to be Commons with the run on the outside this time. Ooh, Pollard sliding up, crowding Nick Johnson. They're still 3 wide for the lead. And the guy that's got the best seat in the house has got to be Nathan Stapleton, watching this all go down in 4th place. Pollard's going to lead that lap. And I think he's going to clear for the top spot now as well. Indeed he will, as Nick Johnson gets the wall off of turn 2. Got a slow truck these leaders may have to deal with if they catch him within the next 5 laps, as it's 5 laps to go here in this second heat. They're almost 4 wide back here for third. Nicholas Raill, Stapleton, Sanchez, Johnson, H Gallant all in this fray as they are catching the leader, that is. Pollard is catching Preston Plourd very quickly, and this could be a very interesting scenario depending on where Pollard does catch him. Ooh, Plourd tried to block him. Pollard says nothing doing. He's going to get by the 69, and there's 3 laps to go. Commons going to move by him as well, so Sky Commons has gotten by the slower lap traffic. Now it's going to be Nicholas Raill who's pinned in behind him. He'll lose a spot to Hilary Sanchez. Now loses a spot as well to Nick Johnson. Next time by will be the white flag, and it looks like it'll be 2 rookies to settle it out. Pollard in the 39, Commons in the 99. Out of 4, Pollard will see the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Commons closed up the gap, but did he close it up enough to be able to make a move down here into 3 and 4? Into the final corners, Commons is not close enough. Oreo Pollard gets his first career TaxSlayer Truck Series win here tonight at Bristol. First win of his career, and it's the second win of the season for Top Gun Racing. A team that, if I recall correctly, went all last year without any trips to victory lane, and now in the first, I guess you could technically call this just the third race of the season. So in the first 3 races of the season, they've gone to victory lane twice with 2 different drivers. R Pollard, one of the late signees for Top Gun Motorsports last season, or during the offseason, I should say. And boy, did they pick up a good driver or what? He gets the win. Pollard came into this race 16th in the points standings. This will undoubtedly jump him up at least into the top 10 in points. Sky Common's going to finish out the day in second, a driver that was 14th in the standings coming into this race with a solid out in that 99. We already mentioned H Sanchez was 12th in the points coming to this race. So Pollard, Commons, and Sanchez, don't be surprised if you see them announced as drivers that are in the top 10 heading into next week at Atlanta. Nathan Stapleton will finish in 4th, Nick Johnson in 5th. I believe your new points leader Nicholas Raill will finish the day out in 6th with Henry Williams 7th, Heather Gallant 8th, Tristan Allen brings it home in 9th, and pole sitter for this race, Joseph Romero, will finish the day out in the 10th position. We had only one caution during the course of this race. One driver finished a lap down in Preston Plourd, and the caution took out Ace Garcia and Jonathan Zorlin. So our 2 winners here tonight, going to victory lane in heat number 1 was PJ Williams, and going to victory lane here in heat number 2 is R Pollard. So far we've had 4 different race winners this season, and that means that even early on here in the year, it's going to be very, very congested of drivers trying to make their way into only 8 available spots in the playoffs. But hope you guys enjoyed tonight's heat races from Bristol. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown you your full finish results from both heat races. These are the rookie points and your overall points heading into next week's race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We still got to finish up our race weekend here from Bristol Dirt, though. We got 2 heat races for the Pizza Deck Series drivers and 2 heat races for the Hershey's Cup Series drivers coming up. You're getting 6 races for the price of 3. Till then, though, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NSCRA Offline Racing at its best.